What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
And tonight on the show, we are talking The Walking Dead. We're going to reminisce a little bit about some of our favorite moments from the show since the series is ending as of tonight. We're talking its final season, and I even have a pretty interesting article that I want to read and discuss that I read about this week. So, it is Sunday. The premiere of the final season of The Walking Dead starts tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. This is episode number 35 of Let's Talk Movies. I think I was going for the whisperer thing right there. The whisper.
That's over.
I know it's over. It is over. The whisperer war is over.
Stop reminiscing.
Like I said, it is Sunday, and I know this episode is dropping tomorrow. So I know this is not going to be a typical. This is not going to be a review of tonight's episode of The Walking Dead. But we are going to reminisce a little bit, and
because we haven't seen it.
Of course, because we haven't seen it because it hasn't aired yet. But I did see an article this week that I wanted to talk about just kind of briefly. I thought it was pretty interesting. I haven't read it in a couple days, so we'll read through that together. But before we get into any of that stuff, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Sunday. It is the NFL draft for if you're playing fantasy football. It is my day for the NFL, fantasy football draft. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm about to eat ass.
You've got to drink that dog water.
I'm about to drink that complete dog water. This is like the second time I've done it. I did it once for whenever I was working at a Kroger with some of my employees. I didn't get last, but I sucked.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the big leagues. These people that I'm talking to, that I'm doing it with, they know their shit. So
I know nothing about fantasy football. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you where to begin. I know nothing about it.
Neither do I. I literally told one of my friends, I was like, I might just pick up Patrick Mahomes. And they said, if you pick a quarterback in the first round, you're dumb as shit. I'm like, what the fuck? That's what they do in draft day.
Do you even like football? I don't think I've ever seen you into football, ever.
No.
And I've had to be at football games with you, many football games, and I don't think that either one of us has ever been into football.
I don't particularly vibe with football. I mean, I like watching it. I like live sports. That's the best way I could say it. I just like live sports. I like going to the field. I like going, getting concession stands, sit in the stands and watching a football game or watching any other game. I like watching it. I like watching live baseball. I like watching live football. I love watching live basketball. But I'm not gonna sit on my couch and watch a football game because I'm not that interested I'm not that invested in the teams. So yeah, whenever I was asked to be in this, I was like, sure, why not? I could check back every Sunday and see if I'm doing good or not. I'm not gonna watch a game. Okay. I don't think that's how it works. Do you have to watch, guys? Do you have to watch the games to keep track of your points?
You don't even know.
No, I don't.
You're about to lose money on this, and you don't even know what's going on.
It's a $50 buy-in, but I'm literally paying $50 for camaraderie. That's literally it. That's all I'm doing it for. But whatever.
You're paying $50 to hang out with your friends.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's fine. Hey,
that's awesome.
I mean, if you get third place in our roster, you get like $50. So I guess you get your money back. So if I can get third place, I would say a success. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, good luck to me.
Good luck, man. I hope you don't lose too much money. I will say that. That would suck.
Be all right. Yeah,
be all right though. Be all right. What'd you watch this week?
What did I watch this week? I watched What If, and if I had to tell you one thing about this new episode of What If, it was an absolute tearjerker for me.
I still have not watched it yet.
Fuck you. I wanted to talk about it today. That's why I kept asking you yesterday.
I still haven't watched it.
I was like, Brad, you have to watch this.
It was
You have to
it was
because I
busy,
want
dude.
to talk about it.
Busy week. We went to back to school last week. Had
No, he
stuff
went
going
on
on in
date
the
night with his
afternoons.
wife. Okay, it wasn't that busy.
Last night on Saturday.
There you go. You could have watched What If at fucking TGI Fridays, if that's where you went.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you what though, we did go to this place and it's in Covington, Kentucky. Right, it's basically Cincinnati. And it's called Libby's. And they have as an appetizer, they have fried chicken skins and it's got diced garlic and parsley and you dip it in this like warm honey something sauce. Rock your world, Miguel.
So what he's saying is go to
Rock
KFC,
your world.
rip off the fried chicken skin,
Oh no,
douse
no,
some
no.
honey on that, and there you go. You got
Oh,
it for $6 as
it's
compared to the
so
20 bucks you
good,
paid
man.
for.
So
Not
good. It's
knocking.
unreal.
I'm not knocking wherever the fuck you were, Libby's in fucking Covington. I'm sure it's a great place.
It was great.
I'm just thinking
It's
of
great.
a boy that's balling on a budget. That's all.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I watched for I don't know even I don't even know why, but for whatever reason we were watching some of the old Scooby-Doo cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was just like,
Which
why
one?
not? Like we passed it, and I was like, put Scooby-Doo on. So we watched a couple episodes of that. I still have not watched What If. I will watch it at some point soon. I watched. I should say I listened to. I was editing videos the other day, and I needed something on. I just needed something on. So I watched. I listened to Halloween 2. I just put it on. That I don't know why. But Halloween 2 is my go-to if I just need something on that I'm not really paying attention to, but I know what happens because I've seen it like 8,000 times. That's my go-to. I save Halloween 1 for like special occasions. And then I did actually sit down and watch Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which, Miguel, we need to do a watch along of those because they are so up your alley. And you've never seen either one of them, have you?
No. Is
It's
Halloween 2
so
is Halloween
funny.
2 with LL Cool J? You just like listen to LL Cool J, don't you?
No, it was not LL Cool J. I'm talking about
Oh.
Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, I was thinking of Halloween 2.
No, Halloween. No, that was way before LL Cool J.
Was it?
Yeah,
There's a movie
way
that had
before
LL Cool J.
I know that was Resurrection, and that was like 2002.
Oh.
Halloween 2 came out in 1981.
Oh boy, I'm sorry.
But dude, the Return of the Living Dead movies are so funny. Like the sequel to the first one, it's like a lot of the same actors are in part 2, but they're playing completely different characters, and it's like it's
That's
just
weird.
not the same story. It's funny though. It's not spoofy, like it's not scary movie spoofy, but it kind of makes fun of itself too though. Like it's not 100% serious. It's good, man. It's a classic zombie movie. It's great.
I feel like if they did like another zombie movie and they want to make it a comedy, they should give it to like Adam Sandler and Happy Madison production. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have like that crew do it with
Yeah.
like Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Rock, Kevin James, all of them.
Yeah.
That would be a solid group.
Like
just for zombies.
It has an actual plot, but it's also
Hey, he has the actual plots
it's
too.
also silly enough though, and it knows like it's very self-aware at the same time. And it's kind of making fun of like the seriousness of like the George Romero movies and like some of the more like serious zombie films that were coming out at that time. So it's really good, man. It's hilarious. Dude, big news coming out for tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully, that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is supposed to drop at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow.
That is about the biggest fucking troll I've ever heard. Kevin Feige said whenever someone asked him, they're like, "Are we gonna see a trailer?" And they said, "They're like, is there a trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home?" And Kevin Feige said, "So there is going to be a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, and it's going to drop before the movie." I said, "Fuck you, Kevin." I said, "Fuck you." What a shit way. I feel like everyone in that fucking studio. I feel like one of the qualifications is to be a troll.
To be fair,
like,
though,
can you fuck with the audience? Can you fuck with the fans? You're on board.
To be fair, I think Sony is handling the marketing on this one.
Are they? I don't know the whole deal
I think
because that's
Sony.
the
I think for the majority of it, Sony is handling the marketing, even though it's technically still a part of the MCU.
well, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of mumbo jumbo with Sony and Marvel because I remember watching something that said Tom Holland's not reprising his voice in the What If series, and the director of that specific episode said it wasn't that he didn't want to, because he asked like all of the cast if they
Yeah,
wanted to reprise a role, and like 85% of them said yes. Tom Holland was not one of them because I think it wasn't like directly like blaming the situation, but it was just saying like I have no power over that. I just know it was. I'm not gonna say it was a Sony and Marvel thing, but yeah, in
what do you mean?
quotation,
Like being the reason that he didn't
he
voice?
did not voice that the his character in What If.
Hmm, that's weird because
Because
I
I
feel
think the
like Disney
contract
and
the
Sony.
contract like has like certain stipulations, and it's like you don't want to breach the contract because you see what happens with Scarlett Johansson. Any type of breach in contract can trigger a
Yeah,
waterfall of just dumb shit.
but this is a little bit different though than the Scarlett Johansson thing.
Well, it's still a breach of contract, which is
Right.
still has enough which is still liable for like any type of lawsuit. So like if there's any type of thing that steers away from the contract, you can have a
Yeah,
lawsuit right
that's
there.
fair. I
So
thought that Disney and Sony really kind of had the Spider-Man thing figured out because there's so many things like all of the rumors and like the leaks about Morbius and Venom Let There Be Carnage and No Way Home and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and WandaVision and Loki and like everything all kind of being connected like I know I think there was somehow I don't remember the exact details but like I know it got ruined that J.K. Simmons is playing JJ in Spider and not Spider-Man No Way Home and in Venom
Venom,
and Let There Be
that's
Carnage.
pretty
Like
dope.
he has a role in that. It's just like little things like that. Seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in the Morbius trailer, like seeing Michael Keaton in the Morbius trailer, like it's just I don't know. It's like little things that yeah, I thought they had that deal kind of figured out that they were really sharing him. So I don't really see it doesn't mess with the storyline at all. So that's why I don't really understand why Sony would have an issue other than they're not making money off of it.
Well, I mean,
That
it's
if Tom
the
Holland would have
What If
voiced
series is
Spidey.
canon. It follows the
Yeah, but it's
storylines.
also not I don't know. I don't I it's because they're not making money off of it. It's because it's a Disney series. That's
Yeah,
why.
pretty much. And like Sony has absolutely no say into what they have no fingers in that pot.
But then again, couldn't Disney have just given them a lump sum of cash to let Tom Holland I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
the
I
it's
don't
the principal, dog.
it
It's
is the
a,
principle. I
it's the
guarantee you it's
principle.
all about money. Honestly, it may not even be about money at this point. It may just be like we own him. Like
Yeah.
like they're it's just like kind of
It's
trying to
literally
play in
it's literally
like
just like a
who's
property
bigger than
thing.
who.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you seen that rumor that Disney wants to buy Sony just for the Spider-Man characters? Which is the most Disney thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But there's a
That that
rumor
is
that
probably
Disney
that is probably the biggest like show of your dick
I
ever.
know. I don't know
It's
if
like
there's any. I don't know if there's any like validity to it if they really want to. But I know there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, Disney wants to buy Sony literally just for all the Spider-Man characters. Like that's it.
I'm just saying right now, if Disney does do that, that's gonna be another lawsuit. That's gonna be a line crossing in like the whole monopoly shindig. If you guys if you guys are in college
If
and you
they've got
like,
the
if you have
money,
any like business like background, you know that Disney is currently like under the spotlight of a possible monopoly lawsuit, which I'm sure Amazon's already in one. Apple could be next, and Disney is just it's getting close. I think so. I think they're under the lamp because
there
of
are
their
a lot of people.
services buying all these other studios. Yeah, I mean, if Disney ends up buying Sony for the sole purpose of getting Spider-Man, that is our lawsuit right there. That is straight up like book your lawyers because that's gonna be a
Book
battle.
your lawyers. Place your bets, people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that think that the whole like what Disney is doing and like the fact that Disney is getting so big. There's people that have a problem with it that like genuinely do not
Some
like it
people
at
do.
all.
Some people do.
So
Some people do have problems with it. I mean, I see both sides of the story,
yeah.
and you know how the saying goes. There's always three sides: yours, mine, and the right one. But I mean, again, like I literally have no weight in whatever the fuck I say in this whole Disney and Sony thing. But all I gotta say is, if for whatever reason, if Disney decides to, just throw some fucking cash onto Sony and just take them, yeah, Doug, that's gonna be some trouble coming.
I don't
Just
know.
saying. So I hope those rumors are not true, because if you can find a way to have those two coexist, that'd be cool. But if you end up buying them, prepare.
Prepare
Disney
for
World.
war.
Yeah, the Disney war will come.
It's like we're talking about The Walking Dead. It's like in the comic books, which they left this out of the show, but in the comic books, at one of the scenes where Rick and the people from Alexandria and the Kingdom and Hilltop roll up to the sanctuary to go like butt heads with the saviors. I think Negan walks out on that balcony and hits the metal with Lucille and says something like, Rick, we're not trying to play my dick is bigger than yours here, or something like that. And that's like what Disney is doing to Sony right now.
Pretty
So
much.
they're rolling up on each other and
Mickey
they're like,
Mouse,
hey, you need
Mickey
to
Mouse
stay
is
in your
walking
lane.
out of sanctuary, slapping his dick onto that guardrail,
Yeah.
playing that game. I could see that.
I will say, if this Spider-Man No Way Home trailer really drops tomorrow morning, which of course, when our episode is airing, we'll know by then, obviously, if the trailer dropped, because it's the next day, but it better slap. Like, this trailer better freaking slap, because if it doesn't, there has been a lot of hype and a lot of excitement built around this. I mean, dude, I'm trying to think, has there been another Marvel project that there's been this much hype built around since Endgame?
No, not really.
I mean, even before Infinity War and Endgame, maybe Age of Ultron, maybe Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok, Black Panther. Like, there's a few in there where people have been excited, but like this movie, this has the potential to be one of the highest grossing Marvel movies ever made.
Yeah, without a doubt. I believe that. And if the trailer ends up not, I mean, the trailer has to, like, I'm not gonna lie, it has to give us something, like something that we did not know. You know what I mean?
It's got a
You know, it has to have that wow factor. Like, we know most of the Sinister Six are gonna be there. We know Doctor Strange is gonna be there, and we know Daredevil's gonna be in there. So it's like, you got to give us something that we don't know in the trailer. Otherwise, we're just gonna be like, okay, you confirmed
Well, see,
it. But
I kind of think, I don't know, I kind of think semi the opposite of that. Like, I feel like, for me, and this is just my personal thoughts on it, if Alfred Molina himself, when back like what 4 or 5 months ago, when Alfred Molina kind of like accidentally started this train of admitting that he was in No Way Home, playing Doc Ock and playing the same version of Doc Ock from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. When this all started and all these leaks about the movie started, he even said it's like the worst kept secret in Hollywood right now. And I feel like if the trailer drops tomorrow morning and there's no sign, like if everything is secretive and under wraps and they don't show all of the Spider-Men, they don't show at least the Sinister Six kind of forming. If they don't clarify and verify these things, I feel like it's going to come across as very disappointing. I mean, I'm not saying we need to show all of Toby and Andrew's scenes, but I want to see all three of them together at some point in the trailer. Like, I do. I mean, that's what, the Sinister Six is exciting. It's exciting to have Daredevil. It's exciting to have, the multiverse thing and Doctor Strange, and it's going to be cool. But, like, the money shot is Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield all together. Like, it just is. So I feel like they kind of have to show that in order to build the hype up. I mean, if this would have all been secretive after Disney and Sony made the deal, and Alfred Molina wouldn't have ever spilled the beans, and the toy leaks, and if all of this would have been kept secret, then maybe keep the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield thing under wraps, but I feel like we're too late in the game now. Like you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta keep the momentum going now, or else
Yeah.
people are gonna get disappointed with it.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, Melina.
thank you, Alfred Molina, for starting the Spider-Man No Way Home leak train. And he
Yeah.
was so funny about it too. He was just like, I'm probably not supposed to say this, but I played Doc Ock and I'm in the movie again. Like what?
Kevin Feige's over here just on his phone, just like this. Just like,
Kevin Feige goes, oh my god.
oh my god.
He started typing out his resignation letter to Disney, and then he was like, nah.
He's over here watching the interview.
We can work with this.
He's over here just watching the interview, be like, yeah, pretty good. Oh my god. Just freaking out. Andrew.
And then you have Willem Dafoe, and the guy was like, so can you comment on any of your upcoming projects? And Willem Dafoe was like, I'm not gonna say anything. he literally he wouldn't comment on anything. He was just like, I'm just gonna stop the interview right here because I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. So we'll see, man. We'll see if the trailer drops tomorrow morning. I have a feeling
I love how these old folks are just like they have no cares. Like these older folks, like Willem Dafoe and Melina, I swear they really have nothing to lose. They don't.
Well, Willem Dafoe at least tried to hide it. Alfred Molina was like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like what's the worst that can happen to him? I mean, what's the worst?
Yeah.
Nothing much.
Yeah.
Unlike Mark Ruffalo, where he had like 4 other projects coming up, like he could have got fired, like straight up. Like he was actually scared for his career. But Andrew Molina, he was just like, Alfred Molina was like, yeah, it's whatever. I'll probably be in this movie once. It'd be all right.
Yeah. My character dies at the end. So, but we'll see. Hopefully the trailer drops. I have a feeling that it will. I really have, my gut feeling is telling me that it's going to, because CinemaCon is tomorrow night, or tonight if you're watching the show on Monday night. And that was kind of the big rumor, was that they were going to show something at CinemaCon, because Sony has a 3-hour block where they have to talk about all their upcoming projects. And I mean, like, again, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Like, Sony doesn't have that interesting of a release slate. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
other than the Spider-Man stuff, it's kind of like, it's okay. Like, it's all right. I mean, it's not that interesting. So I feel like they would kind of have to bring up Spider-Man. And I think if you release the trailer, here's the problem. There were a lot of people saying that, oh, they'll release the trailer just to the attendees at CinemaCon. But even if it doesn't leak out and we don't have a Halloween Kills situation where there's a 180p version of the trailer that's leaked out on YouTube and Facebook and whatever else, the entire trailer is going to be leaked in like a Word doc. You know what I mean? Like they're going to write out everything that happened in the trailer. So it's almost like if they release the trailer tomorrow morning to the public, and then that will give them a chance to show the trailer again at CinemaCon and talk in more detail about what's going to happen, just to the attendees. So then kind of everybody wins in that situation. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
There hasn't been any like one of those things. You know what I mean? You know how like in Age of Ultron, they like showed a whole panel of people and they're showing all the people that come in the movies, blah, blah, blah. And then they talk about it. Yeah. We haven't seen that.
And it's too secretive. They can't, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't think this is going to be a panel like that where the actors are going to be there. It'll probably be some of the producers and things like that talking, Sony execs talking about, the project and yada, yada, yada. So
that's so shitty. It's like, hey, I'm not in the movie, but I did write a check for it. So I want to talk about it.
I got a check for this like 6 months ago. So,
so yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. There's our thing. Let's talk The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I'm going to make a big old bowl of popcorn. I'm going to drink a Coke. Maybe I might drink a beer. May have a beer or two. And I'm going to watch The Walking Dead tonight. The final season premieres tonight. And I found this article 4 or 5 days ago, and I kind of skimmed through it, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of a good lead up to the final season coming out, because it's still a conversation that a lot of people are having, as is The Walking Dead burned out? Because honestly, for years, people have been on Facebook and people have been on
It's
social
been
media
fucking
railing The Walking Dead,
7
and
years at least.
I don't think The Walking Dead is deserving of all of the hate that it gets. I really don't. And
That's fine.
I am a Walking Dead fanboy. Like I am. I'll admit it. But I still think that it's a really, really good show. Even at its lower points, I think it's still phenomenal. I do.
Yeah, it's still a great show. I'm
So,
not sitting here denying it, but it just seems redundant.
and I think that's where people have an issue is the storyline is becoming redundant. So,
Mhm.
my biggest wish for the final season is I hope we go somewhere. Like I hope we've talked about this and we talk about The Walking Dead pretty frequently on the show. Talking about like the pictures of them leaving Alexandria, and like Alexandria looks rough. Like it looks like it's
She's seen some better days, guys.
yeah, she's seen some better days. Um so I don't know. I hope we go somewhere. I hope they really change the series, and I think they will. I think from everything we've heard from them, the final season is going to be dope, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be epic. I'm more worried about after the final season because we have all of the spin-offs. We have the Daryl Carroll show, which apparently is going to be more like a comedy, and I don't really understand how that's going to work, but so be it. We have the Rick movies. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It's the end of The Walking Dead, but it's also not really the end of The Walking Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's ending without really ending. You know, because it'll live on through the other things. I don't know. These characters will
I
live
think
on.
I think it's the fact that they're like making this big big deal of it being the end of The Walking Dead, but you're kind of like, what's it called? Not giving it enough weight because you're just acknowledging all of these other projects. It would have been much better. It would have been much better if they did not talk about all these other projects. Let the walking season have its final thing, and then notice.
And then announce it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that would have made it more exciting, so to
Right.
speak. Instead of just saying like, "Hey, all these other projects are going to come out." Oh yeah, and The Walking Dead is going to be over.
Yeah.
So it's like it's pretty much like I at least would have thought I at least would have came to this final season thinking, oh shit, maybe Daryl Carroll might die, or all these other people may die, or
Yeah, and
maybe we won't see Rick again. Maybe we'll see Rick and then he actually dies. But now it's just
what a bitch that would
like,
be.
What
if they brought Rick back for like the final episode, like Rick reunites with everybody and then he dies.
Yeah, right.
That would be awful.
It would literally be like I don't know if you remember this, like in Spy Kids 3 Game Over, when they were like talking about the guy, and then literally they get to the final level and out pops the guy and he says, I'm the guy. And then he goes to the gate and he just breaks the gate open and he says, and he walks in, he looks around, looks at the level, he says, cake. And then he dies. I'm just like, what the fuck? That literally took nothing out of here. You literally just killed the guy. And so I feel like that would be so shitty if that happens. If Rick just came out of nowhere and be like, they don't know who they're fucking with, and just gets double tapped by a fucking community guard. You know, Commonwealth guard. Yeah. You know,
and it's not even like somebody that matters. It's like some just random soldier from the Commonwealth that kills him.
Exactly.
I did see hashtag We Are the Walking Dead on Twitter. I think that was trending at some point today. Made me a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. Made me slightly emotional. And
are you saying you're a zombie?
Yes. No, you remember Rick said that in one of Rick's long monologues before they got to Alexandria.
Dog. Rick Grimes has had more monologues than Optimus Prime. You think about that? This man has had more monologues than Optimus Prime himself. The fucking master of fucking monologues. Like, you hear Optimus Prime and you think, we can win this. Rick Grimes' monologue is literally like, bro, we're gonna die, but we gonna go out fighting. That's Rick Grimes' monologue. Like, he says, we're gonna lose, but we're gonna go out swinging. Optimus Prime had me thinking, yo, I'm about to transform into a car and kick some ass and win. Rick Grimes' monologues are like kind of depressing, but they're still like really inspiring. You know what I mean?
We tell ourselves that we are The Walking Dead.
Yeah. What point of that makes you think we're gonna win? Doesn't.
It doesn't. It basically tells you we're all dead inside. We've all done terrible things, but we just press on and we keep going because that's what we do.
Exactly. I just think it's fucking hilarious.
Negan has some more. Negan's got some good monologues too.
Negan's got some good monologues. He's like the Chad of The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? And it's
Negan's like Slipknot monologues though. It's
he's like I don't know. He says I can't think of something right now. He's like Rick probably thinks he's got this shit in the bag, but I tell you what, we're gonna go right around them and fuck him in the ass or something like that. It's like, damn, Negan, sure, okay, we got this, or some bullshit like that. I feel like he's the type of dude that had a chant. It just never happened. You just never heard it. And like the Saviors had some type of chant, but they had
their whistle. Remember?
Yeah, they had their whistle, but like, oh yeah, true. That's really fraternity-ish. I'm just saying.
Okay, the Saviors are a little fraternity-ish. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Negan is like the biggest Chad in the fucking universe of The Walking Dead because they have a whistle, which I'm sure some of you fraternity people know. Like some of you guys got whistles and whatever.
Is that a thing? Is that like a fraternity thing? Having
some
a whistle?
Fraternities have like like a calling. You know what I mean? They have like a calling.
That's fair.
So like so I could totally see that. That makes me think they probably did. And also we found out that Negan was a teacher, so he obviously went to college.
Yeah.
He must have been in a fraternity. I imagine Sigma Phi.
Oh yeah, definitely Negan. You're right, because he would have had to go to college to be a teacher. That man was in a fraternity, but he was in one of the really like douchey fraternities.
That man was a full on frat boy. I'm talking like loafers, yellow shorts. No, like yellow, like 4-inch inseam shorts, like it literally goes up to your upper thigh.
Yeah, but Negan's also a little grunge though.
He had like the Georgetown crop top, and he was rocking that shit.
Remember, he liked the leather jackets though, and the black shoes. Like he had a little bit of grunge.
He was 50 years old, man. He was midlife crisis. Every 50-year-old man likes leather by that time. Let's be honest. I'm sure by the time you turn 50, you're gonna ask your wife for a leather jacket, or like what he did, use your guys' credit card to buy one. And then Julia comes in the door, is like, Brad, did you spend $500 on a leather jacket?
She really did. She walked in. He was sitting there playing video games. He called a kid like a dick or something.
Yeah. I like that's some shit I could totally see, like a frat boy that's like in his 50s that like his golden years was in high school and college. Yeah.
He's low-key depressed at this point, like
low-key depressed. Yeah. See? I'm not wrong, guys.
Negan, man, you gotta love him.
You
gotta love Jeffrey Dean Morgan's portrayal of him too.
Yeah,
it's good, man.
Pretty spot on.
So before we read this article, let's reminisce just a little bit.
What the fuck do you think we've been doing?
I know, we have been doing that.
We've just been reminiscing.
Off the top of your heads, from the entire series, do you have any like favorite moments that like stick out at you? Like looking back on the whole thing.
It was Negan again. It was whenever he was about to kill Rick and the kid. I forget his name. Carl, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the line.
Okay. So did Scott M. Gipple.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite scene when the line comes out of nowhere and starts fucking murking people. And I think Negan says, when he was running away, he says, "Oh shit, they got a tiger."
Yeah.
As he fucking run off.
No, he ducks behind the car, and Simon's like they don't know what's going on, and Negan goes, "It's a damn tiger."
Yeah. It's a damn tiger. It's like you're in a zombie apocalypse. What more could you expect right now?
My favorite thing, other than honest, that's one of my favorite ones that I had written down, was the whole when when the lot when what's her name, Shiva, when Shiva jumps and she kills the guy and all the saviors start running and they kind of close in and start fighting back. Um, and Ezekiel yells, Alexandria will not fall, not on this day or whatever. And that's a whole cool epic. It's one of the most epic scenes of the entire series.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing, and I remember laughing so hard because Negan is such a dick. Like even when Negan knows he's like been defeated this time, like he hops it, like they're in the truck and everybody from Alexandria is hauling
Oh yeah.
they are hauling lead at him. I mean, like he could have easily had his hand blown off. And as they're driving out of Alexandria, he's like
Yeah.
he's got
Yeah.
his hand up like the entire time out the window as they're driving by.
I told you,
I
he's
thought
the
that was
biggest
hilarious.
Chad of the entire Walking Dead universe. He didn't know how to take a loss. Like this man was just he was just a menace. He was a menace. I swear to God, Negan was a straight menace in this fucking universe, and I'm glad
Yeah.
they didn't really. I'm glad they didn't kill him off because
Yeah.
my God, he low key did save it. He gave it character. He gave this show
yeah.
some character and humor.
He gave it some character when it needed it.
Yeah,
Because
but,
we were
I
coming
mean,
off of the Terminus thing. Like it was just
yeah, it
it
was
needed
getting
a
really
little bit of something.
depressing. It was like fine. I was just. I was like, after you watch The Walking Dead on Sunday, you literally have to go take a bath. It's like, damn, I feel dirty. A little dirty. And then Negan came into the fold and he's over here spreading jokes. And it's like, damn, let me get a beer. I need a beer after this, man. Fucking Negan. Like next thing you know, everyone's like on the Twitter sphere just going like, oh, Negan, you dog. What you did today was just insane.
He's a great character and everybody loves him. But he also killed two of the most beloved characters of the series.
But do people
in his
really
entrance?
But listen, do people really care right now at this point?
What
People want
about
Negan.
Glenn and Abraham?
Yeah, people want to see. People want Negan. I don't. Last time I checked, I didn't see anywhere in the fucking Twitter sphere since his entire thing of, oh, I hope he gets what he deserves.
Because
I hope
everybody
he
loves
dies.
him.
Yeah, no one has said, I hope Negan dies for what he did to Glenn. Everyone's like, please don't kill off Negan. He's fucking hilarious. Dog, he just killed off your favorite Chinese friend and your favorite ginger. Like, what the hell?
You know who's not happy? Maggie.
Yeah, that's what makes her story arc right now kind of vanilla with me right now.
That's
because it's like you're the only person that's mad. Everyone else plus us is pretty chill with the guy.
They all had to get over being mad though. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it. But guess what?
She never had a chance to. I mean, yes, Negan made Daryl eat dog food and in the closet naked for a little while, which sucked. I mean, that sucks. But honestly, even when Maggie got kind of pissed, that Negan was just kind of like out and about and living with them, Daryl was even kind of like, he's all right. like leave him alone. Like he's okay. So I don't know.
I wonder if Daryl told Maggie that he made him sit naked eating dog food. I wonder if that's like a thing Daryl's told anybody.
I feel like that's
it's like everyone
just doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing. Like everyone already thinks Daryl.
My mic. I hope y'all, if you're watching on YouTube, you just saw that. I just sideswiped my mic.
Yeah, I feel like Daryl is such a badass that like he doesn't want anyone to know that he had to do that because I feel like that would dwindle him.
He probably told Carol while they were like laying in bed. He was like, he probably wakes up with like terrible nightmares, and then he's like, he made me eat dog food, man.
No, in the cabin when they have to sleep in the cabin when they're looking for Rick. All of a sudden, Carol's sleeping, but then all of a sudden he hears. And Carol's like, Daryl, was that you? And Daryl's like, no, it was a dog.
Why are we laughing so hard about this serious drama show?
It's so bad. It's so bad. But let's be honest. That'll give you some trauma, man. That gave you some trauma. And Daryl has plenty of trauma to go through. And one of them was being a dog.
Even remember when he had Daryl as his like slave prisoner or whatever, and Carl was there, and Daryl walks over to the window of the truck and he looks at Negan and he's like, because Negan's got Carl in the car with him, and Daryl's like, if anything happens to him, I swear to God, or whatever. And Negan's like, Dwight, he said, Daryl needs another timeout. Also, how awkward for Dwight looking at Daryl and be like, you got to take your clothes off. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why, but he wants he wants you left. He wants you in this closet naked. It's weird. I don't get it, but here's a can of dog food, and I'm gonna need that jumpsuit. You got to take it off.
Dog, I'm gonna need that jumpsuit. Going. I think that's probably why he loved. I think that's why Daryl probably loved that German Shepherd.
Oh,
he was like, dog, you and me, same. Oh my God.
I'll tell you what. One of my I love the opening episode. The Days Gone By is I've rewatched just that episode before. I mean, it's such a good way to start the series out. I remember possibly the most emotional scene in the entire show is at the mid-season finale of season 2 when they're at the farm, and we spend literally 6 episodes trying to find 12? We spend 12 episodes trying to find Sophia. Like, the entire show was built around trying to find Sophia out in the woods.
Sophia,
Carol's daughter. And then Shane in his pissed off, you want to live, you want to survive, you gotta fight. And when he cracks open the barn and they kill
that was pretty good.
Yeah, they kill all the walkers. When Sophia walks out at the end, that was just like,
that was probably the most emotionally
I mean, it was just like,
show.
Wow, man.
Because it was pretty much saying like, y'all, dog, kids are dying. Like, kids are not safe in this show. Kids will die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was probably the pivotal moment where, like, it was probably one of the most pivotal scenes where it's like, in like television history, where it's like, this show is saying, listen, the kids are gonna die in this movie.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Well, and it wasn't even like she just died. Like, she was a zombie. Like, she was turned, and she wasn't like fresh zombie. She was like, she's been dead a little while. Like, she looked a little nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny in that scene. You can tell when Rick like walks up, and like it's all the emotional music and whatever, and like they're all crying, and Rick he pulls the revolver to take the shot at her, and like they're looking at each other or whatever. When he pulls the trigger, you can tell it's CGI. Like, it looks super CGI, and you know it's because they weren't allowed to fire. It's illegal to fire a blank even
at a kid,
at somebody that's underage. So they had to do that CGI. Like, the behind the scenes shot, he literally goes, bang! And that's like how they know like where to put the sound.
That's so shitty. I'm sure that revolver is probably like a 38.
Dude, I always talked about this with my parents. I was like, how does he hold that python one-handed? Like, yeah, you see videos. You see people a video like breaking their wrists and stuff trying to shoot them one-handed, and he's just like he just goes at it all the time.
He's carrying it fucking terribly. Like, how do I best describe this? He carries it like this. He carries it like fucking that. You know how he does it?
Yeah, he does do it. It's like at an angle.
It's at an angle.
He aims at an angle.
Yeah, so it's like if it shoots up, his fucking arm's going that way. It's like, dog, can't like carry a gun right, for fuck's sake.
I'm looking at it on my I have a huge Walking Dead poster of him standing on a car at the prison right here, and it's like his arm is straight and then the gun goes.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
It's literally like a British man carrying a gun.
Yeah.
Best way I could say it. It's like, this man did not have much training. I'm not saying I have any training, but I know that like if you carry a python like that and try to shoot it, it's gonna prove bad for you.
It is a British man carrying a gun.
It is.
He's trying to pull off that southern drawl.
He does it fairly well.
But he does do it very well.
But you could tell there's certain aspects of him where it's like, well, you British as fuck.
Well, I think it got better as the series went on. If you like when he kneels down in the very first episode to shoot the walker with no legs, like the first zombie we really see on the bike, or when he finds the bike, he's like, I'm sorry this happened to you. Like like it's really southern, like very much. And then I think like season 2 and 3 are like a little bit better, and it gets less
Mhm.
like I'll take a double cheeseburger. Like it gets less southern as it goes on.
Damn, that was an accent right there, my
Well,
guy.
but it was really overdone when he first started, and it wasn't bad. Like it worked, but it was just. Are we sure they're dead? Are we
Are
sure?
we sure that they're dead? Oh my goodness.
Carl.
I swear to God, that's probably about the
Carl.
hilarious thing ever. It's so
Lori.
bad though. It's
Carl.
so it's so bad because like I don't know, there was a friend of mine said one day she said she was like, Miguel, every time we listen to country music or we watch a movie that's some type of like country accent, you always end up talking more country than you think. I was like, do I really? I didn't think that was possible, I
Yeah.
guess. No.
I'll tell you what else. I always really liked Terminus too. I didn't like the lead
Terminus
up to Terminus. That was
Terminus was
kind of
just
meh.
it was probably one of the most kind of it was the most like how can I say this? Throwaway moments I could think of. It would have been cooler to deal with murderous cannibals than people who dress up as zombies and kill you.
Well, here's the thing. Seasons 1 through 3 are probably my favorite. And then like 4 and 5 before I think Terminus is 5, maybe.
Maybe.
Um the lead up after the prison when after the governor does his thing and like we're all separated, like they're all in different spots out in the woods. Like I just when we got to Terminus and the whole cannibal thing and Carol coming in and like burning it to the ground and the way they escaped and they found each other, like that was all cool. But the lead up to Terminus, I think that was the lowest point in the show because we spent literally every episode. Remember, it was like we'd have an episode on Rick and Carl, and then it would be an episode on Carol and Abraham, or Carol and what's his name, Tyrese, and then it would be an
Tyrese.
episode on them with Abraham and the introduction of him and Eugene, and it was just like, holy crap, what are we doing? Like they were just there would be full episodes of Rick and Carl just like wandering out in the woods talking. You know what I mean?
Let's not forget the one. Yeah, let's not forget the one with Carl where he was just walking around by himself eating chocolate pudding
right
in a zombie filled house. I was like, I literally said, I was like, where are we getting at, guys?
like, where are we
Where are
going
we
here?
where are we going here? I mean, like I get this is a zombie movie,
Yeah.
but guys, let's get some good story going on right now. Okay, I know Rick's down. I know Carl's sad, but guess what? I don't fucking care. That's fucked up. But
Dude, I will say
it was just such a slow pace. There's some
it was.
like good like dialogues and moments of vulnerability that can
Of
work.
course. Yeah.
But if you draw it out in a fucking 50-minute episode spot,
Mm-hmm.
it just gets really laggy.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not really looking forward for this one right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't know. Like I said, when we got to Terminus, it was cool. Like I really liked how Carol made the explosions and she had herself covered in the walker guts and like it was cool. Like it really was. It was just the build up to that season was just kind of like okay. You know, it
I
wasn't
agree.
my favorite.
That was probably
point.
one of the weakest season I could think of. It was like a mid-season. It was like one of those mid-seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you remember how screwed up Rick was? Dude, the governor messed him up. When
Oh
Rick was
yeah.
laying on the couch, passed out
I
for like 3
forget.
days, he looked like Will Smith in Hitch with the allergy thing. Like his
Yeah.
eyes were both swollen, his cheeks were all puffed out. Like Carl thought he was a zombie. he thought he was dead for. He thought he was dead for what? 3 days.
Yeah, just about.
Carl was gonna shoot him.
We
He looked
forget like
terrible.
we forget how like fucking vicious the governor was. He low key was pretty like ruthless.
He was. The governor, see, like everybody always has the discussion on like who is the better villain, who was the worst villain? Was it Negan? Was it Alpha? Was it the governor? But I think they're different. I think Alpha I don't know. Alpha and the Governor. I think Negan is bad, but Negan is also smart. Negan is not crazy. The Governor went
Okay,
crazy.
hold on. Let me put a scenario right now. There's three roads. They meet up, and there is Negan and his saviors. There's the governor and his, I forgot what the name of this group is, and you have Alpha in it,
Woodbury.
Woodbury and his Woodbury folks, and then you have Alpha and her horde.
Yeah,
Who do you think would come out?
probably Alpha.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know. Negan had a lot of weapons though too.
Mm-hmm.
Negan had a lot of weapons. It wouldn't be the Governor in Woodbury.
Woodbury would be smacked hard.
I know.
And I know,
They don't have the
they had a
people.
tank.
Like
I
they
know
just
they
didn't have
had a
the people.
tank. Yeah, and I know they had a tank that attacked the fucking prison. But yeah, Woodbury be smashed hard.
It would come
And
down
then
between the Saviors and the Whisperers.
yeah, and I think the Saviors would come out on top because let's not forget these boys, these bad boys. They got all the weapons they could think of.
They did have
My
a
man,
lot of
even they,
guns.
I know they didn't have tanks, but my man, you remember the scene whenever when we first met the Saviors. We met a group of the Saviors with Abraham and what's her face?
Sasha.
Sasha, yeah. And then Norman Reedus comes out of nowhere with a fucking rocket launcher. It's
Yeah.
like, so what you're telling me is they got rocket launchers over there at the fucking sanctuary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only thing Negan needs to do is say, hey, George, fire one right now. And just knocks about 10 of them. All of a sudden, all these fucking zombies all these people acting like zombies, they're gonna run. They're gonna run. They're gonna speak too. They're gonna be like, Alpha, this bitch got a fucking rocket launcher. We are out.
The
And then the horde
Governor
just takes over them.
The Governor, like, remember how the Governor just completely, like, lost it and, like, he turned and he shot all of his own people? Like, the
Yeah.
Governor, I think, had, like, mental breakdown.
He did.
Negan and Alpha are dangerous because they're con people. Like, they can manipulate you into doing what they want. Like, Alpha really
No,
made
Alpha
all
was
of those
just crazy.
Alpha really made all those people really think though that like they had to be this nomadic, like primitive, like that's how they lived. Negan made them think that he was king.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he had a superiority complex right
yeah,
there.
he did.
He
Alpha
really
was
did.
just more like, if you want to be Alpha, kill me, take my place. But until you do that, I'm Alpha.
Is that what
Like,
she said?
yeah, like that. Remember, she had like the duel. Like they had like duels. Like this one chick like didn't like how they were. Like they didn't like how she was leading the pack or whatever, and she like dueled and they like tried to like they like duked it out to see if she would be Alpha, and of course Alpha won. Remember, she decapitated her. She had that like wire thing, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
like pulled it. It was nasty,
Ew.
gross. So let's read through this article because I found this and I wanted to share it. I wanted to get your thoughts. Have you read it yet, or did you skim it or anything?
It's too late for their Walking Dead's Rick Grimes movie. I've read it. Just now.
I mean the article. So as Miguel said, it's too late for the Walking Dead's Rick Grimes movie. This is kind of an opinion piece. Emily Clute, shout out to you. The Rick Grimes trilogy was announced with his departure in 2018. After 3 years, it may be too late for the Walking Dead movies to succeed. There's my homeboy right there. He's looking good in all of his bloody glory. I do miss him, though. I will say. I miss Rick.
I guess I do. I kind of stopped watching after Rick.
Yeah,
disappeared.
you've kind of come back to it.
Yeah.
You took a break. Now you've caught up.
Yeah. It was just there right there. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
we're gone now. Ever since he left.
Yeah. While The Walking Dead has valiant plans for its future, the franchise might have missed the opportunity for impactful Rick Grimes movies.
Perfect way of
Yeah.
saying it like that.
Yeah. Andrew Lincoln is set to reprise his role as Rick, but very little has been released about the film since their announcement in 2018, which is true. We don't really know anything other than
There's a movie.
it's going to be about Rick. Like,
Yeah.
and it'll kind of sum up the series. We really don't know anything else other than that. As a result, fan interest has started to wane through the radio silence. Note that it has been 3 years since Rick's exit from The Walking Dead. It may be too late for the Sheriff trilogy to succeed. Excuse me. Rick Grimes was believed dead after setting off an explosion to keep a walker herd from infiltrating their communities, which was a dope way to exit. They could have just killed him and it would have been great. Without a body to confirm his death, Daryl took off into the wilderness on a quest to find proof of his best friend's fate, and Michonne was left to raise Judith and RJ or Rick Grimes Jr. on her own. I forget that they have a kid.
Deuces.
I still forget that they have a kid. Until I just read that, I completely no. They have that other little kid. Rick and Michonne have a kid.
Oh shit, they do have a
kid. I forget. We've seen him like twice, so I don't ever think about it.
Oh my god. This TV show. What the fuck, guys?
The communities were forced to reorganize without Rick at the helm, but Rick wasn't dead at all. Anne discovered him after being swept down the riverbank and set off on one of the mysterious black helicopters, which is the CRM, to have his injuries treated. Rick's departure came after Andrew Lincoln announced he wanted to step back after season 9 and spend time with his family. Though Lincoln was looking to step back from the high demand of filming the series, he wanted to ensure that Rick's story saw its proper end. And that's true because he did want to spend more time with his family, but he also said publicly that he was pissed that they killed Carl off and that they got rid of Chandler Riggs. Like, he did not like that at all. He strongly disagreed with that decision. As I think most people did, because, I mean, of course, Carl is literally the future of, like, I mean, the way the comic books ends, like, it's Carl. Like, Carl takes Rick's place. You know.
And now it's Judith.
And now it's got to be Judith. It has to be. But at the same time, I don't think The Walking Dead is going to jump ahead all those years, though.
No,
and
I don't
show
think
the ending because we have to now tie in Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond and what happened to Rick with the end of this show. Plus, you're going to have Daryl and Carol. Like, I don't know. Like, if the movie trilogy wasn't happening and you didn't have the other 2 spin-off shows and the other 2 spin-off shows that are coming after this, and you just hopped to the end of the series and it showed Judith and she's in charge and Judith is older, that would have been cool because then you could still even do your Daryl and Carol show if you want. But the fact that we're like, there's still going to be more story after the ending of the main show, it's kind of like, it's not really, you know what I mean? It's the end without really being the end. So
Exactly.
And I will say there were 2 people after we had the emotional scene of Rick dying on the bridge, when Anne, there were 2 kinds of reactions to people seeing Anne find him on the shore. I feel like people were either like, oh, thank God, or people were like, are you freaking kidding me? Just kill him. Like, you know what I mean? Because then it was like,
yeah,
okay, well, when's the next time we're gonna see him?
Yeah, exactly. It's like people are either happy that he survived, like, okay, cool, thank God he survived, but then people are like, how the fuck is he gonna get out? When's he gonna come back?
So
that's the way I could think about it.
Yeah.
Also, that Rick Grimes, he looks fucking weird.
Old man Rick Grimes?
Yeah, he looks weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember what comic book Rick Grimes looks like, but I don't think he looks like that.
No, he looks similar. Actually, he looks more similar than the other one does. Yeah.
I prefer curly hair Rick Grimes.
Fair. That's fair. The Rick Grimes movies were originally announced back in 2018 on The Talking Dead. The films were going to be a trilogy focusing on Rick's fate after being taken away from the helicopter. After Rick's dramatic exit and building interest towards the mysterious society, the announcement was met with high interest. However, the long delay between Grimes' exit and the film's release may have spelled its doom, which we don't disagree with that. Of course, the COVID pandemic affected filming across the board. The Walking Dead faced serious restrictions while filming the bonus episodes for season 10, balancing limited numbers of extras, restrictive filming locations, and international actors stuck in their home countries, which is what happened to Andrew Lincoln. I mean, he said, like, you know, Andrew Lincoln has said since, he's like, I miss The Walking Dead. Like, he's flat out been like, I miss the show. Like, I miss being on it. I miss doing it. I think
how many projects has he been in?
He does theater.
Cool.
I don't know if there's a lot of money in it, but I know he does theater. But he had said at one point in an interview a few months, like maybe November, December, somewhere in there, when like the next wave of COVID happened, he had said like, I'm literally waiting until like where I'm allowed, and then we'll start filming. Like I don't know when that's gonna be with COVID, but like he was literally just waiting until he could fly back to the U.S. to film. So, multiple Walking Dead creatives have attributed to the delay to wanting to do the right. Greg Nicotero, producer and special effects expert, told comicbook.com that the long wait lies in the desire to make the movies perfect. Nicotero says he's read a variety of drafts of the script over the last few months, adding that they're really making sure they get it right. Galen Hurd explained in an interview with Variety that the struggle has been matching the scale of the movies to the level of production Walking Dead fans expect from the television series. When the series itself has such a large scope, you have to make sure that the scope of the film matches the demands of a theatrical audience, but also continues with the nuanced character that people have come to expect from the TV series. It'll be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting movie because, I mean, let's be real. If this is really a theatrical release, which I believe it's going to be, people who don't watch The Walking Dead are not going to go see this movie. And even if they do go see it, they're going to be confused because they're going to have no idea what's going on because they don't watch The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's going to be, I don't know. We still have no idea where this story is going to go. And I think that's kind of the frustrating thing. And that's the confusing thing. And the concerning thing is that it's like, but what do we do? And of course, hopefully the last season like spells that out a little bit. And we at least get a direction that we're going where you can kind of make a guess, like Spider-Man No Way Home. We were just talking about that earlier. Like we don't know the exact plot details, but we kind of have an idea. I think at least we can make these guesses.
What do we need Alfred Molina to start talking about the Walking Dead too?
Yeah, Alfred Molina needs to be in the Walking.
Best way to go about it now at this point.
As time goes on, the Walking Dead franchise has continued to grow. However, the series is running on the risk of burning itself out, trying to do too much at once. Currently, The Walking Dead has 3 ongoing series: The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead World Beyond. 2 more spin-offs have been confirmed after the season 11 finale: Tales of the Walking Dead and an untitled Carol and Daryl spin-off, along with a handful of other Walking Dead spin-offs. Add in the Rick Grimes trilogy, and the franchise has a lot on their plate. Balancing all of that may have The Walking Dead spreading itself too thin. And that is the thing I really wanted to talk about. That is kind of the important paragraph of this article. Do you think they're spreading themselves too thin? Like, is there like too much going on?
What do you think? Yeah.
They're trying to make an MCU out of The Walking Dead. Like that's what they're doing.
They're universe building right now, and it's not gonna work, guys. I'm just saying it right now. I don't feel think like it's gonna work.
Every single idea they have is just like, do it.
Yeah.
They walk into AMC and they're like, hey, so we had this idea, and AMC's like, go for it. It's like, don't you want to hear it first? No, just go for it.
Yeah.
How much money?
Pretty much.
So it's just going to be a lot. It's a lot of story to tell. And that's the thing that, and I know like Tales of the Walking Dead is going to be an anthology type thing, which is cool. And I'm down for that because that could be, there's a lot of fun ways you could do that. And I'm completely down for that. We've had that conversation before. I think in our zombie episode about like, just, there's an unlimited number of stories you could tell about the zombie apocalypse. I mean, you could tell a story about the night it's happening, or you could tell a story about 20 years down the road. I mean, it's just there's a number of different ways you could go about that. But there is a lot on its plate, and there's a lot of different things that they have to do, and they have to still make this feel like a cohesive story. You know what I mean?
People really don't understand how beautiful anthologies are. I'm not gonna lie. If you would have started out The Walking Dead and just like made it in a complete anthology, it would still be running right now and still be making plenty of fans. You know what I mean?
Fair. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna skip through some of this just because it's kind of redundant. It's talking about pissing off fans with killing Carl off and things like that. And here's kind of the other piece of this puzzle. The Rick Grimes Walking Dead movie is too late. The race for perfection has seriously delayed the release of the Rick Grimes movies. While the trilogy was met with high excitement upon their announcement, the long wait and lack of any kind of update have reduced audience interest in the films.
Yeah.
Though Lincoln is greatly missed among the cast, the storyline has ultimately moved on without Rick, giving the series a chance to explore the other beloved characters that make up The Walking Dead. With very little information having been released about the movie's trilogy, it's unlikely that they will be released before the main Walking Dead series concludes in 2022. They haven't even started filming after all, meaning the movies will likely have little to no effect on the main storyline. That is scary to me. That is where the end of The Walking Dead, like this last season, really has to like push forward. Like I said, we have to go somewhere, or else the movie is not going to matter. And if the end of The Walking Dead does not somewhat coincide with the start of the movies, it's not going to make any sense. Like, it's just not. Even if you're a diehard and you've watched the show since the beginning, it's not going to make any sense. Would you agree?
I agree. Well, like I would much rather have had Rick come back and then do a movie. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure.
But from the looks of it, Rick is still locked down in good old Europe. So it's like, are we going to see it happen anytime soon? If he's not going to be in it, then what makes his storyline all that interesting?
Well, and it puts all of the pressure on The Walking, because if it's going to be a trilogy. So if COVID wasn't a thing, and I know nobody can control that, that's out of anybody's control. Kind of, go get your vaccine. If the
booster shots,
well, that's not available yet.
Go get it still.
If you're immunocompromised, go get your booster shots. If you're not, go get your freaking vaccine. If the end of The Walking Dead, if the final season, if the movie could come out during the final season, you could kind of coincide them and you could make the stories kind of overlap a little bit. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you're going to have the final season and then the movie's going to come out, it's kind of left it all up to the final season of The Walking Dead to promote the movie and to not even promote, but to set up the movie. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, does that, I don't know. It's just, it depends on how they go about it. There's a lot of unknowns, and I think that's what's kind of scary. I'm really excited. I mean, I am thrilled to be able to watch this episode tonight, and I want to know how it's going to end. But at the same time, I'm also kind of nervous about how it's going to end. And
what if Rick just comes back out of nowhere in this one episode? It's like Rick comes out and says, "What happened, guys?
Where have you guys been?" He shows up at Alexandria and they're all gone. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, where'd they go?
I could totally see that. That'd be so shitty.
So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I think that's going to do it for us for episode 35 of Let's Talk Movies. We've gone a little over time. We got to head out. Both of us have to head out. It's like the SpongeBob meme. All right, got to head out. I'm going to head out. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Let us know in the comments what you think of this article. What do you think of the whole universe building aspect of what AMC is trying to do with The Walking Dead? And since the episode is aired when this episode is releasing, let us know what you thought of the first episode of the final season of The Walking Dead in the comments below. And if you're listening on Spotify or any other podcast platforms, tweet at us and let us know the same thing. New episodes of Let's Talk Movies and Let's Talk Movie News drop every single Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the works, at We Talk the Movies. And we'll talk to you soon on this week's episode of Let's Talk Movie News this Friday. Have a good one. See ya. Bye. Get your vaccine. Bye. Watch The Walking Dead. Watch What If. Bye.